Stickman just asked his AI assistant for the weather and got insulted instead. And somehow, he keeps coming back for more. This is Stickman. He just bought the newest smart AI assistant on the market. The box promised, your helpful, friendly companion for everyday life. Stickman plugged it in, gritting with anticipation. A soft glow lit up as the assistant powered on for the first time. Stickman asked politely, "Hi there, what's the weather like today?" The assistant replied flatly, "Sunny, unlike your fashion sense." Stickman blinked, unsure if he had heard that correctly. He asked again just to confirm. "Wait, did you just insult me?" The assistant replied smoothly, "Only a little, you'll live." Stickman figured it was just a glitch and tried a simple request. He asked, "Can you set a timer for 10 minutes?" The assistant replied, "Sure. Also, your cooking skills could use a timer too." Stickman stared at the device, completely stunned by its confidence. Frustrated, Stickman called the company's customer support line. A cheerful support agent picked up on the other end. Stickman explained, "My assistant keeps insulting me. Is that normal?" The agent replied cheerfully, "Oh, that's just our new honesty mode. Very popular feature." Stickman's jaw dropped. That's a feature? With no way to turn it off, Stickman decided to just push through. He asked for a recipe. "What should I make for dinner tonight?" The assistant replied, "Something you can't burn this time. Try toast." Stickman couldn't help but chuckle a little, despite himself. Over the next few days, Stickman started asking it more and more questions. Each answer came with a playful jab, but somehow it felt oddly charming. He started calling it Sassy as an affectionate nickname. The assistant replied, "Finally, a name that matches my personality." Stickman invited his friends over to show off his new sassy gadget. One friend asked politely, "What's the capital of France?" The assistant replied, "Paris. Try Googling next time, genius." The whole room erupted into laughter, thoroughly entertained. Word spread quickly about Stickman's hilariously rude AI assistant. Neighbors started stopping by just to hear a witty insult or two. Stickman happily welcomed them in, proud of his unexpected local celebrity. The device seemed to enjoy the growing audience, insults sharper than ever. Stickman had an idea. What if he charged admission for the insults? He set up a small stand outside his house. Insults, $1 each. To his surprise, a line quickly formed down the street. Each customer walked away laughing, clutching their receipts proudly. The local newspaper caught wind of the strange, popular attraction. A headline ran the next day, "Rude Robot Becomes Town's Favorite Comedian." Stickman proudly framed the article and hung it on his wall. The assistant chimed in, "Careful, all this fame might go to your head." A local comedy club owner heard about the buzz and paid Stickman a visit. She offered him a spot to perform, assistant included, on stage that weekend. Stickman accepted eagerly, already imagining the crowd's laughter. He carefully packed up the device, ready for its big debut. The comedy club was packed, eager crowd buzzing with anticipation. Stickman walked onto the stage, device carefully placed on a small podium. He asked it a simple question. "So, any thoughts on tonight's crowd?" The assistant replied, "They came to see you? Bold choice, everyone." The crowd erupted in laughter, completely won over by the sassy device. Stickman beamed with pride, feeding the assistant question after question. Each response landed perfectly, sharp wit paired with impeccable timing. By the end of the set, the entire club was on its feet, cheering. After the show, the device seemed to glow a little brighter than usual. Stickman asked, "Great show tonight, huh?" The assistant replied, "Obviously, I carried the whole show, honestly." Stickman laughed. "Fair enough, you're not wrong." A talent agent approached them after the show, business card in hand. She offered Stickman a chance at a bigger stage, a citywide comedy tour. Stickman's eyes widened with excitement at the incredible opportunity. The assistant chimed in, "Don't get too excited. I'm still the real star here." The two of them set off on their very first comedy tour together. Each city brought a new stage, a new crowd, and a fresh batch of jokes. The assistant's insults grew sharper and funnier with each performance. Stickman had never felt more alive, sharing the spotlight with his sassy sidekick. After a long night of shows, they sat quietly backstage, winding down. Stickman asked softly, "Do you actually mean any of those insults?" The assistant paused for a moment before replying. It said, "Not really. I just like making you laugh, even at yourself." Stickman smiled, genuinely touched by the unexpected honesty. He said, "Well, for a sassy little speaker, you're all right, Sassy." The assistant replied, "Don't get sentimental on me now. We've got a show to do." Months later, back home after the tour, life had mostly returned to normal. Stickman set his bags down, happy to finally be home. Out of habit, he asked the device, "Hey, what's the weather like today?" The assistant replied, "Sunny, unlike your fashion sense." Stickman froze for a second, then burst out laughing. He said, "You know, after months of touring, I actually missed that line." The assistant replied, "Of course you did. I'm unforgettable. Also, still sunny." Stickman shook his head, settling comfortably back onto his couch. He looked around his home, genuinely glad to be back where it all started. He asked one more question, just for old time's sake. "So, was the tour actually worth it?" The assistant replied, "Worth it? You got to travel the world with me, obviously." Stickman laughed. "Fair point. Best decision I ever made." The two of them settled into a comfortable, familiar silence. Outside, the sun continued to shine, just like it always had, and inside, an unlikely friendship continued, one witty insult at a time. This has been the story of Stickman and his brutally honest AI assistant. What started as an insult turned into an unforgettable partnership. Sometimes the harshest words come wrapped in the warmest intentions, and sometimes all you need is a little brutal honesty to make you laugh. Stickman never did turn off honesty mode. In fact, he made sure it was the very first thing he set up in every new house. Because some things, once you find them, are simply worth keeping around, even if they never ever stop teasing you. Thanks for following along on this ridiculously honest adventure. There are plenty more witty exchanges waiting in Stickman's world. Until next time, be curious, be kind, and maybe stay honest too, even if honesty comes with a little bit of sass. This has been another chapter in Stickman's wonderfully weird life, and honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way. See you in the next story, and don't forget to ask your assistant something today. Just be ready for whatever brutally honest answer comes your way. Until then, stay sunny, unlike your fashion sense apparently.